YouTube, welcome back to the channel, baby. Today is February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and I know a lot of y'all just waking up, because y'all had that long, exhausting, passionate, burning fire night of pure love making. And some of y'all, spent the evening with your cats, spent the evening with your dogs, you know what I mean? And, probably a cat lady, dog lady, cat guy, dog guy, because, not just some of y'all were female, some of y'all were also males that were lonely on Valentine's Day. If you was one of the people that was lonely, shout out to you, you know what I mean? It's just another day. That's what they say. But anyway, I had the privilege of going to a Valentine's show that my boy threw in Philadelphia. Shout out to my boy G-Ball. He threw his first, event in the city. It was major. He put it together in 2 weeks. Kudos to him for that, because I couldn't have done it in 2 weeks. A lot went into that. It was a lot involved into that event. And I don't believe that I could have pulled it off in 2 weeks. But, a lot of people came. They showed some love, support, or whatever. He had 3 comedians, maybe 4. He had a DJ. He had giveaways. And it was a lovely, lovely event. A lot of lovers came out or whatever. And, I had to show my boy some love by showing up to his first event. First of many to come. So shout out to you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Glad y'all stopped by to kick it with your boy. You probably heard from somebody like, yo, the boy IJ Uncut. He on the come up. He on the rise. Subscribe to that boy channel. So if you ain't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel right now. Turn on that post notification bell. Uppercut the out of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you can be the first to know, not the last, of every time I drop a video, because nobody wants to be the last to know. But anyway, this video is not about Valentine's Day. This video is about travel. So if you on my page for travel, this video is specifically for you. If you somebody that haven't traveled, then you might want to watch this video also, because eventually you will get to travel, and this video will end up being for you, so you can get yourself a heads up of what's to come when you guys book a trip at an all-inclusive resort. So if you booking trips because it's tax season, or if you booking a trip because it's your first time, or if you have plans on booking a trip but you don't have one booked yet and you want to go on a thorough dope vacation, this is the video for you guys. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping all kind of vacation tips and jewels for y'all. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So these are some of my vacation tips for when you guys go to an all-inclusive resort. Okay, so my favorite resort, let's just get that out of the way. My favorite all-inclusive resort, adults only, because I don't really do family resorts, you know what I'm saying? I do adults only resorts, because that's where it goes down at, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's where it goes down at. So, I'm going to give you guys a couple tips that may be very helpful. So if there's anything that I missed, drop it down below in the comments, and let's kick this video off. Okay, so tip number 1, the sun is not forgiving, so wear sunblock. If you're going on an all-inclusive vacation or a cruise or whatever, and you're traveling in the Caribbeans, Mexico, Jamaica, or whatever have you, wear sunblock, because the sun is not forgiving. You will cook up to a crisp in 0 to 60. You dig? You feel me? So tip number 1 is wear sunblock, and plenty of it. Apply it maybe once every hour if you're not trying to get a suntan. However, if you are trying to get a suntan, do not wear sunblock. Wear suntanning oil or suntanning lotion. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, if you're going to check into one of these all-inclusive adult resorts, it's going to be a party side and it's going to be a quiet side. So the second tip is book your room on the quiet side. If you somebody that enjoys your sleep and you want to get a lot of sleep because you've been partying all night and you don't want to hear the racket in the morning, you know, because they have DJs and stuff like that by the pool side, on the party side. And the music starts, you know what I'm saying, relatively earlier than what you probably want to wake up. You probably want to book your room on the quiet side and then go to the party side to turn up at the resort. So book your room on the quiet side if you somebody that want to get your Z's, and then go party on the party side. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, get up and get out of your resort early, or get up and get out of your room early and go get breakfast so that you can go grab some beach towels and lay them across the chairs or cabanas. I say this because there will be ample seating. You know, you will have plenty of seating. However, everybody won't be able to have the same view or the same seating option. You know, just like if you go to a movie theater or a show, some people sit way up in the front and they looking like this, and then you got the people sitting all the way in the back and then they can see everything. However, at the resort, it's kind of opposite. So what you want to do is get up early, go get your breakfast, go get some beach towels, lay them down on your chairs, you know, wherever you want to set up at, you know, by the pool and or on the beach. And you set your towels and your belongings there or whatever. Nobody won't take them, even though still keep an eye on your stuff, because some people got fast hands depending upon where you are. And that way you will ensure yourself that you get a nice seating arrangement poolside, because there are all kind of things that go on at these all-inclusive resorts, especially on the day that it's a party and you want to be close up and personal on the action. So do that. Okay. My next tip, this is very important and I've learned the hard way. Bring a wireless Bluetooth phone charger with you along with your regular charger. Now I say this because I'm one that tends to film everything and I like to get into the pool. If I don't have my GoPro with me because I didn't want to carry it, or I didn't want to leave it around and have to babysit it, you know, I'll bring my cell phone with me. I'll get in the pool. I'll get in the ocean with it. They're supposed to be waterproof or whatever, which most of them do a pretty good job. But you want to bring a wireless Bluetooth charger, because one time I had an experience where I went on vacation and some water got in the outlet. And when I went back up to the room to charge my phone, you know, to get ready for dinner and get washed up and showered and stuff, and I went to plug in my charger, my regular wall socket charger, it would not charge my phone at all, because an indicator came up on the phone and said that the socket was wet and that it would not charge while the socket is wet. Wait for it to dry. However, this tip that I'm bestowing upon you guys is a lifesaver. The next trip that I went on, I brung the wireless Bluetooth charger. What happens is, even if this is wet inside, you can take your phone, place it on the wireless Bluetooth charger, and it charges your phone without a cable. So you will not need to charge your phone with the cable, even if it's wet. That is the only way that your phone is going to charge, on the wireless Bluetooth charger, because once this socket gets wet, you have to wait for it to dry. Sometimes it might take the whole entire week to dry. So F what you heard, bring a wireless Bluetooth charger in, you know, conjunction with your regular charger. Okay, so my next tip is always put your valuables and belongings in a safe. Your room comes with the safe for a reason, okay? Now, I feel as though, you know, if you leave your belongings out, you just asking for maybe hotel staff or whoever that got sticky fingers to take your belongings and dip off with your ish. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose your belongings that you work so hard for, you know, jewelry or a particular cologne or belt or eyewear, sunglasses, whatever it might be, maybe a wedding ring or whatever. You don't want to leave that out laying around in your room. Everybody is not trustworthy. Everybody is not, you know, going to keep their hands to themselves. Therefore, you use the room safe that you have. When you check into your room, normally it's inside of the closet. You open up that closet, you'll see a safe there. It'll have a digital punch code thing, and you set up the code or whatever, a 4-digit code, and you put your belongings in there, close it back, put your code in, lock it, make sure it's locked, and then give it a tug test to make sure that it locked completely. Because sometimes if there's something in the way, jamming it, it might not lock completely. You might think that it's locked completely. So double check and give it a double tug or whatever, or give it another tug after it says locked on the safe. Okay. There are a couple YouTubers out there that say that they never use their room safe, and there are some pretty well-known YouTubers, but I totally disagree with them and their methods. And I know for a fact that people have sticky fingers, because one time I was at a particular resort. I'm not going to say the resort name because I don't want to badmouth them, but if you want to know what resort that is, hit me up in the comments below and send me your email or something, and I will email, you know, the resort to you. But however, the resort, they took my luggage when I arrived. They told me my room was going to be ready at a certain a certain time. So, I walks off into the resort, and I come back. They're like, all right, sir, your room is ready. I go up to my room. My luggage arrives. Next thing you know, I see that my lock was tampered with. I open up my luggage, and my Burberry cologne is missing. Boom, just like that, Burberry cologne gone. $120 bottle of cologne. So therefore, like I said, use your safe. Now, that didn't have nothing to do with the safe because it was in my luggage. However, if you leaving your colognes, designers or whatever, out in the bathrooms or in the room, you might want to take stuff that's of value and put it in your safe. Okay, so my next tip, if you are going on an excursion, I recommend you guys go on a catamaran cruise. I've been on several catamaran cruises, and let me tell you, these catamaran cruises are phenomenal. Typically, when I go on a catamaran cruise, I like to book the earliest one, meaning like it might send a cab for you at the resort in the lobby, or a bus. They'll pick you up at like 7, and then you guys might be out to like 3 or 5 p.m. and then you might come back. You can get ready for dinner and then go and enjoy the rest of the resort. On these catamaran cruises, they have all kind of, music and entertainment, dancing. Some of them got games. You do snorkeling, scuba diving, depending upon what catamaran cruise you have. They provide snacks, food, and beverages while you're on the boat. Then when you get off the boat, they'll, sail to an island, let you off the boat. You'll go to the, the island where you can enjoy the island, walk around for hours, enjoy the beach. They'll have dinner set up for you. The ones that I typically go on, they always have a full course dinner. Shrimp, lobster, all kind of crabs, stuff like that, and it's an amazing experience. It's a very amazing experience. You get to go out there with people from other resorts and stuff like that, and you really get to, get a real life feel for what that country is like that you're in. So I definitely highly recommend the catamaran cruises. That is worth the money if you don't do anything else. It is better than ATVs. Believe that. Because I know everybody that go on resorts or go on vacation to these all-inclusive resorts, or even if it's not an all-inclusive resort, they go on ATVs. ATVs is fun, but the catamaran cruise, especially if you're going with a person, is going to be a whole lot better. So catamaran cruise is what I recommend. So my next tip, if you're going to be spending money over there in the Caribbean, take cash with you, but exchange the cash at the airport or a place out there wherever you are where you can do the currency exchange. And I say that because what happens is foreigners know other foreigners. So when you're in a foreign country, that's their country, and you are now the foreigner. So what happens is if you don't speak their language and you don't really, understand how their currency works or what their currency is worth versus your own, exchange your currency over to their currency. This way, if they tell you a particular price on something, you can pay them that direct specific amount. Because let's just say, for instance, if you in Mexico, that's a popular spot for people. I love Mexico. That's one of my favorite places to travel. Say I got $5 bill US, and they tell me something is like, it's 700 pesos or something like that or whatever. And I give them a $10 bill or something like that. What happens is they'll probably take out what it's worth and take out a couple extra bucks and then give you change that's less than what you were supposed to get back. So they'll be pocketing a couple extra pesos on you. So if you don't want to get pickpocketed or peso pocketed or peso robbed by the locals when you're in a foreign country, because nobody, you know what I'm saying, is going to babysit you and count the money for you. You better know what you're doing. You better exchange your money. That way you will not get got. So that is a very crucial tip. And if you want to give tips and stuff to waiters and stuff like that, give it to them in their own money, because you was smart enough to go ahead and watch this video so that you know to give them pesos or give them whatever their country's currency is, so that you don't get robbed and you can give them exact amounts of cash every single time. So moving forward, very important one, never leave the resort by yourself. It don't matter if you're a male, a female, it does not matter. Do not leave the resort by yourself. No matter how safe people say it is, no matter how many times you've been to a country, and no matter how much you feel safe there, do not leave the resort by yourself. You are not bulletproof. You are not knife proof. You are not, life proof over there. You know what I'm saying? So never leave the resort by yourself. It's always going to be sinister villains and, people over there that's trying to come up off of foreigners and vacationers. They know you're not from around there. They can see you from a mile away. They can smell you from a mile away. You don't look nothing like them, unless you're from that country. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, don't leave the resort by yourself. Always leave in a group. This way, it ensures your chances of survival when you outside of the resort and people don't lead you into a dark alley and whoop your punk ass and take all your goddamn money. Do you hear me? So always leave the resort with a group of people. Very crucial. Okay, so my next tip, do not, under any circumstances, when you guys go and check into your resort, you'll go in, you'll check in, they'll give you your rooms, they'll tell you to walk around or whatever till your room is ready and things of that nature. And then it might be a guy or a girl, normally a guy that works for the resort. They're going to approach you and be like, hey, would you guys be willing to take the hotel tour for like 30 minutes and let me show you guys around? You can grab breakfast and we'll give you free vouchers or coupons towards massages or excursions or something like that. All it takes is 30 minutes, no more of your time. Do not fall for or believe that shit, especially when you're at an all-inclusive resort in the Caribbean. I say that because what happens is when you go to these meetings, you're gonna meet them in the lobby. They're gonna walk you around, from the main lobby to a restaurant. Y'all gonna sit down, y'all gonna eat or whatever. He gonna maybe ask you a couple questions or whatever, and then y'all gonna walk back, after your tour, back to the main lobby, and then he's gonna dish you off to another associate. Now, this other associate that works there, they're going to take you to an office where all these people are at, phones are ringing, people on the computer computing and stuff. And all of those people in there are salespeople, and they're going to try to sell you a dream. But however, this dream is going to cost, and they are going to apply so much pressure to you that is going to feel like your head is going to explode, because they're going to try everything in their power to not let you leave them until you sign a contract to partake in part of their hotel. Meaning they want you to either sign up for a multi-$1,000 timeshare, or they want you to sign a multi-$1,000 contract so that you can, join their hotel and they'll tell you, oh yeah, you get cheap vacations, you get cheaper vacations, cheaper flights, you get transportation to pick you up, you VIP, you this, you that. You know what? That sounds phenomenal. If you're somebody that travels for a living all the time and you always at one of their resorts within their resort chain, because there's more than just one resort they'll tell you that you can travel to, and they'll tell you, oh yeah, you can go to other, you know, hotels and stuff like that too. Fine and dandy. But I'm letting you know now, if you know that you ain't balling and your income tax wasn't that goddamn big, you know what I'm saying, or you somebody that don't travel that much, don't let them pressure you. Do not let them sucker you into buying into a multi-$1,000 timeshare or you know, a villa or whatever they're trying to sell you, so that you can join and be part of their, you know, hotel chain, or be a member of their hotel chain. So do not fall for that. I've been to multiple resorts, multiple islands, and every single one of them tried to hustle me into signing a multi-$1,000 contract to buy into the hotel or their timeshare. And it was a no for me, dog. And every time I tried to leave and tell them, look, I'm good, I'm done, they'll be like, you know what? No. Let you talk to such and such. Now you working on your third person. That person don't work. All right, no. I'm gonna let you talk to my boss now. Now they'll end up sending you to the final person. Then what the final person to do is they'll cut whatever the two people before them said. Like, say if they say $19,000 for you to buy into the hotel so that you can vacation way cheaper and stuff like that. What's going to happen is, if they tell you $19,000 and you say no, and you get to the last person, the person that's supposed to be putting a nail in the coffin and locking you in, because they always send the best and the slickest talker to you last, just in case if the other two don't work, they're going to say, you know what price did he tell you? All right, $4,000. If you don't like it, whatever, you don't have to stay signed up and you don't have to commit to this, yada, yada, yada. $4,000 today. Don't worry if you don't got cash. You can use a credit card, or we'll run your credit application and we'll give you a credit card. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless you don't care, you want to get suckered in, you got extra money to blow, sky's the limit. But I'm just letting you know now, if you know you can't afford it, do not do it. Don't set yourself up and say, you know what, yeah, I'm just going to take this tour so that I can get the free money, or I can get the free massage, or I can get a free activity or excursion. Don't do it, because what seems to be free is not free. There is a heavily cost that you're going to pay to receive that free item that's not really free. And that right there, my friends, are, you know, a few of my tips for all-inclusive resorts when you're vacationing in the Caribbean. So if you like this video, you know, turn on that notification bell so you can be the first to know, not the last, when I drop more videos about vacations and stuff like that. If you're new to the channel and you're not a subscriber yet, look, fam, what you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. You already here. But subscribe to the channel. I love y'all guys. You know, 400 subscribers, woohoo! Not a lot, but it's far from where I came from, and you know, hopefully I can hit that 1,000 subscriber mark soon. Hopefully I can hit 100,000 subscribers. Hopefully I can hit 1 million subscribers. Who knows? Sky is the limit. You know, if you get what you put into things, you know, you get what you put. So with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.